What's up guys, macadii here, and today guys, another coach interview for the GBA Season 6. I am joined by Old Man Tup, coach of the Pittsburgh Pirattatas. Hopefully pronounced that correctly.
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
Okay, that's good. Hopefully that's a lesson to all the other analysts that can't actually pronounce it properly.
Yeah, and then there's the ones that pronounce it improperly on purpose, like Burke.
Yeah. So what's the worst pronunciation you've heard of your team?
Oh man, I've heard some doozies. The worst I think that was a serious mispronunciation was the Pirattatas. It's like,
oh god,
okay, you guys are killing me.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll run through the questions. We've got 3 different sections. We got, first of all, a set of questions to let us know a little bit more about you as a coach, a little bit about your relationship with the GBA, and then finally a very fun little lightning round. Just pick between 2 options from there. So we'll jump straight into phase 1, and yeah, what was your first Pokemon experience?
In general?
In general.
Well, what year did the games come out? 96?
Something like that, if I remember rightly, yeah.
Yeah, in 96, I was too old to start playing Pokemon then. And, I mean, when Blue came out in America, I picked it up, started playing, and I haven't put it down since. So, yep, I remember I had the blue cartridge on my Kiwi lime green Game Boy Color. Was good times.
It just seems crazy how long ago that was as well. Like 20 years of them having the games is just crazy when you think about it.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So next question is, how long have you been playing competitively?
Officially competitively, I've been playing since 3rd gen. My first competitive tournament that I went to was actually the 10th anniversary, so 10 years actually. Was called the Journey Across America Tour, and they made a stop in Pittsburgh, and I went down and played. It was during the Emerald boom, and that was the game we played on, and they gave away all kinds of cool Pokemon, and fun fact, I have most of them still. It was a really awesome event. Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I think so far, out of everyone I've interviewed, I think that's the furthest back. I think people have said about like Diamond Pearl, but I've not heard about Emerald competitively. That's really, really interesting.
Well, you're talking to the oldest member of the GBA. You're going to get that.
Yeah, fair enough. So do you play in any tiers or any other formats?
I mostly, before GBA was OU. Back in 4th gen, I was probably the most competitively active, and I played just about everything then. 5th gen kind of killed Pokemon for me because all of the massive mechanics changes, and I hate Team Preview with a passion, and a couple other things. But generally, if I jump on Showdown, I'm playing OU.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your game plan when you start getting ready to draft? Obviously, not giving too much away with the draft coming up, but, so, you know, do you look for utility or power, or do you try and sort of set up defensive cores?
Historically, I set up my defensive core first. Season 4, I got Heatran and Crobat and Arcanine, I think, first 3 rounds. Or no, I didn't have Arcanine my first season, but I got my walls within the first 3 rounds. Last season was pretty much the same, so I'm looking to change it up a little bit this year. I've noticed the evolution of my gameplay and the things that have been lacking on the teams I've drafted, and I really hope to correct that with this year's or season's draft.
Yeah. So the final question in this section, this one's a little bit in depth, but if there was such a Pokemon which you would be able to draft over and over again, just because either you can't sort of live without it, or because it's really, really good. Is there a sort of Pokemon like that you just can't live without, basically?
If there was one Pokemon that if I could draft over and over again, use it over and over again, it's a Pokemon that I've never drafted that I would really like to get in this format, and that's Zapdos. Zapdos, one of my original favorite Pokemon from Red and Blue, and it's something that's just has a nice amount of utility without losing its usefulness. Because, I mean, can wall on both sides, can be a physical attacker, gets agility, I think. So, I mean, it's got a lot of different things it can do. And fire, electric, even running just those two is a fantastic coverage to have in this format.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see that being a really, really flexible Pokemon. It's one of those ones that you can either run it sort of seriously offensive and actually almost use it to wall break, or you could actually set it up as a really, really fantastic wall. So I could definitely see that one fitting that criteria. So moving on to the second phase, this is a little bit more about your relationship with the GBA. What made you want to join the GBA?
The original seasons of the GBA, I've known Steve long before he was the GBA guy. We used to get together. We went to a couple events in New York and New Jersey for regionals and stuff like that. So I've known Steve for a while. So it's always, once the GBA was out, it was always kind of a, hey, if you're ever interested, let me know. And when there's a spot available, we'll figure something out. So it was just, I watched it for a few seasons, and then I really got into the D-League for Season 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's what really sparked me wanting to play. And, well, right after that was Season 4, so that was kind of, I'm not going to lie, I fanboyed pretty hard in the D-League. Just because there was the bunch of guys that you never heard of, and they're all playing really, really well. And, yeah. So I think that's what really kind of pushed me to pursue a little bit more aggressively getting into the GBA.
So is there a coach that you're looking forward to playing the most, especially when we've got a whole load of new people coming as well?
Coaches I want to play the most, I want to play Sam, just because I think he's probably one of the best coaches in this format, and the stuff he comes up with is just fantastic, like he's a Pokemon savant. Someone I want to play, because I only played him once and he rubs it in my face that he beat me, is Steve. And I'd really like to settle the score on that one. Wouldn't be bad to get another shot at Miguel and get a bet up on him after the Gazpacho disaster of Season 4.
So is there a coach you're absolutely dreading playing, or hope you don't get matched up against?
Not really. I mean, until the draft comes about, there isn't anybody I'm really fearing until I see a team. The coach I was the most dreading playing last season was Nick. And I ended up, Super Bluff 411, and I ended up beating him, which was fun. Just because we've been friends for so long, and I honestly don't know I had ever beaten him at that point.
He did have a very scary draft as well.
Yeah, he had Manaphy, and that was enough for...
Oh, don't. Manaphy's the bane of my life.
Yeah.
Especially in the D-League, it definitely was.
Yeah.
So, what are you most excited for during Season 6 of the GBA?
Winning the championship, because that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, definitely. And realistically, this ties into this actually. Realistically, where do you think you're seeing yourself... realistically, where do you think you see yourself ending up at the end of the season?
At least the playoffs. But ideally the championship. Because I think I've progressed enough. I've learned every season I've played. I got a little in the mountains PPO Division 2 training in the off season. So I think I'm really good to make an off-season push and hopefully claim a title for the Pirattatas.
Yeah, definitely. And moving on now to the final phase. This is the lightning round. So I'm going to give you two options and you've just got to... There's no thinking. You've literally just got to pick which one you prefer. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
Okay. Cartridge or Showdown?
Cartridge.
Oras or XY?
XY.
Sweep or Stall?
Sweep.
Hoenn or Sinnoh?
Hoenn.
Livecom or Postcom?
Postcom.
Toxic or Will-O-Wisp?
Will-O-Wisp all day.
Volt Switch or U-Turn?
U-Turn.
Competitive or Defiant?
Oh, Defiant.
Acrobike or Macbike?
Acrobite, got to do those skills.
Play competitively or play for fun?
Competitively.
Technical team or creative team?
Oh, creative team.
Trade or free agency?
Free agency.
And finally, GG or rage quit?
Oh, you're killing me. Oh, you always throw out the GG, then you rage quit.
Fair enough, I'll accept that one. So that is everything from us in terms of the interview. Is there anything you want to add as a finale, Tup?
Hey, just get out there, make sure you follow on the Twitter, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and go Pirattatas.
All of Tup's links will be down in the description below, so don't forget to go and check all of those out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys at the next interview.